Good morning. The Chief Executive will deliver an address and then we will have a photo taking time and after that Q&A session. I hand over to the Chief Executive. Good morning. The 4th Asia Para Games Hangzhou opened 2 days ago. This is the second for the country to host Asia Para Games. There are 42 major events and 562 minor events. The number of athletes was a record high for this year. Over 3,100 are taking part in the games. May I wish the games every success. We have a delegation of 95 athletes from the Hong Kong SAR. For the first time, we're taking part in the wheelchair tennis. And our development in para sports are more and more diversified, and there are more opportunities for athletes to take part in events. For the delegation from Hong Kong, China, we bagged 1 gold, 1 silver, and 3 bronzes, 5 medals altogether, and we've invested heavily in the development of this sector. In this financial year, the budget is over $130 million, an 8-time increase in 5 years. Through the Sports Institute, we provide full-time training to para athletes, and we also provide subsidies for them to take part in events. Together with the Paralympic Association of China, we have started a 5-year employment and education pilot scheme for athletes with disabilities. We help them to develop their new career after retirement. We provide them with knowledge and skills to help them to better integrate into society so that they can start their second career after retirement. For the sports facilities, under in all 18 districts, we have venues, live broadcasting, the events, and I hope everyone in Hong Kong can support our athletes. I invite all to come together to show our support for the Hong Kong team. We will give them our strong support, and I look forward to their coming back with lots of medals. Now I turn to the policy address. Tomorrow I'm going to deliver my second policy address. We've heard and seen many reports about the policy address. I understand that the subject is very close to your hearts and you are eager to know the content of the policy address. Now, the cover of the policy address is going to be green again, representing life, hope, and harmony. With green, I like to symbolize that Hong Kong is transitioning from order to prosperity, and using the same color as last year, this represents a continuity. There are many policy initiatives in the policy address, so I have a chapter on policy initiatives, setting out all government policies in different areas so that you can see it at a glance. The title of this year's policy address is to develop the economy to achieve happiness for people's livelihood. Now, I echo President Xi's 4 musts and 4 expectations for Hong Kong, and that Hong Kong will thrive only if our young people thrive. I will continue to develop our economy. I have held over 40 public consultation sessions in preparing the PA. I spent 3 months on that, and then I went to the community to meet with members of the public directly to gauge their views. And using various ways and means, including social media and email, we've received over 8,700 submissions. I thank everyone of the public who has given me their views because they have helped me to work out the priorities and emphasis of my PA. You might have noticed the backdrop behind me. There is a new picture here, an aerial photo showing the beautiful scenery of our Victoria Harbour. Victoria Harbour is an important icon of Hong Kong. The harbour has also showcased Hong Kong's hard efforts. From a small fishing village, we have developed into a world metropolis. And in a photo, you can see Hong Kong, Kowloon, and the new territories, showing our solidarity and that we work together to build a brighter Hong Kong. Hong Kong is our home. My policy address will show my promises and also hope for Hong Kong. As a PA for all, perhaps I can take this opportunity to allow you to take pictures. Yes, please. To the left, please. CE. All right, are we almost done? Thank you. Next, we have questions. Please raise your hand if you intend to ask a question, and please introduce yourself and also the organization you represent, and please ask no more than 2 questions each time. A show of hands, please. The lady in white in the front. Good morning, Chief Executive. From now till we are halfway through the nomination period of the district council elections. Most of the candidates are from the pro-establishment camp, and candidates from the Democratic camp claim that they could not get any nominations. How can you convince that it is an election for all? And then what do you think the Foreign Ministry is going to visit the U.S.? Do you think there will be any implications for the China-U.S. relations, and will that also have an impact on your participation in APEC? Now, for district council election, the most important thing is it must be fair and open. Anyone who is minded to contest should know the game, the rules of the game, and so the whole process is open and transparent in different government departments. And also, the EAC is working very hard to let everyone know the rules. And those who intend to run should know very clearly the rules and procedures. A candidate must secure enough nominations. It is required by law. Everyone is free to use his own ways and means to secure enough nominations. Whether he can succeed hinges upon people's impression and also understanding of the candidate concerned and whether he fulfilled the following requirement. Is he patriotic? Does he love Hong Kong? Does he truly uphold the basic law? And is he really loyal to the Hong Kong SAR? And it is for people to decide on their own whether they should give their support to a prospective candidate. Anyone who can secure enough nominations means that he has got the support of these people. If they fail to get enough nominations, that means he cannot fulfill his duty as a district councillor, or maybe there is some reservation about his performance, or perhaps there is some doubt as to whether he is really patriotic and loves Hong Kong and he really upholds the basic law and is loyal to the Hong Kong SAR. And someone who cannot fulfill these requirements is his own problem. The important thing is the rules must be fair and transparent and open so that everyone can work for himself. The government has done what it can do to facilitate this area. For instance, the Youth and Home Affairs Bureau has helped to refer requests for nominations to people who can give their nominations, and I understand there are over 300 of them. The last information I received was over 300 of them, and I believe the number is still growing. That means the Bureau as well as the Home Affairs Department have referred over 300 such requests for help. And whether the nominees are willing to give their support to these prospective candidates will depend on the performance of the latter. According to the media, some have succeeded in getting nominations, including those who are novice in politics. They may not be well known, but they're able to get nominations. That means the mechanism is running well. Anyone who has yet to succeed has to continue to work hard. After all, this is part of the engine of the electioneering project. You have to do your very best to get nominations. And the EAC has allowed some political parties to have access to information to contact these people as far as possible. So the important thing is the whole thing is open, fair, and just, and the government has already helped. As regards the government's participation in APEC, I have stated my position many times. I have no intention to comment on this question. If there is anything to announce, we will do so. Thank you.
Next, the gentleman on the left at the front.
English questions from the South China Morning Post. The first question regarding the visit of California Governor Gavin Newsom, saying that Hong Kong will soon host an annual event bringing together the Bay Areas of the U.S. and the Greater Bay Area. How do you see the city's role as a bridge for cooperation between the U.S. and China amid continued tensions between the two countries? And also, regarding the policy address, the government will reportedly consider measures such as offering cash handouts to newborns and also prioritizing newborn parents for subsidized housing, which are both unprecedented and controversial. Do you believe that you have any confidence in convincing the public using these measures and whether or not they will buy into this? Thank you.
Hong Kong is always in support of good relations with all countries. We promote and support free trade. We promote and support free economies. We promote and support collaboration, because through cooperation and collaboration, I think governments and people can work together to bring benefits to the overall good of both places. So we are in support of promoting cooperation and collaboration in different areas, whether it relates to climate change, whether it relates to how to sail through this economic storm, and also green economy and all these. Yes, Hong Kong will continue to play the role of creating opportunities for cooperation and collaboration. We have been holding a lot of international conferences in Hong Kong in regard to different topics. We will continue to do that, and we will be happy for anybody to take part, including people from different parts of the country or of the world. And of course, we welcome US players to come, particularly those from the business sector, because I think business means opportunities for everybody. And business also, I think, is the biggest force that will drive economic development and people-to-people exchange. So we'll continue that role. And in regard to issues that may have a relevance to the policy address, and I thank for the big interest in the policy address, but I really would hope that you just wait for one more day, and all the issues that will be covered in the policy address will be made known tomorrow.
時間關係咧，我哋答今日最後一位記者嘅提問。右手邊。
Due to interest of time, we'll take the last question. The lady at the front. I'm from News. The first is about home prices. We've been talking about spicy measures. What is the government's position? Do you want to keep the home prices stable, or do you want to boost home prices? Different policy objectives or different policies may have great impact on people from different classes. Second question is about the long weekend over Chongyuan Festival. There are crowds of tourists and passengers, especially in the West Kowloon Station. People who are taking the high-speed rail will have to be there 2 hours earlier. Any measures to facilitate customs clearance to improve user experience at the West Kowloon Station? Thank you. Just now you asked about home prices. There have been recent reports about that covering policy address. I hope that you all understand issues in relation to policy address will not be commented by me today. I hope that you understand that I will be delivering the policy address tomorrow, and I'll be answering your questions in detail starting from tomorrow. As for the question about Chongyuan Festival, at the West Kowloon Station, there were lots of people taking the high-speed rail to travel to and from Hong Kong and the mainland. We've been promoting connectivity between Hong Kong and the mainland over the years, and this proves that we have achieved some results in this regard from the crowds. Of course, we hope that tourists or passengers get a very good experience taking the high-speed rail. We have to ensure that measures implemented at the West Kowloon Station will ensure safety, and the measures are consistent with what we've been doing all along. We haven't added any new measures, but we understand that the crowds there made it for passengers to wait for a longer time. We should consider any views that we have heard, and we should look for room where we can make improvement. And the relevant departments will strive for excellence and continue to review our work. when we see crowds of visitors or passengers, people may have to wait for a longer time than usual at the station. So please stay tuned to the information we disseminate so that they can have a better plan for their journeys. But our departments will continue to strive for excellence to see how we can strike for a balance between safety and passengers' experience. That's all for the press conference today. Thank you.